Now, the first mistake that I wrote down here is starting a business without understanding the trade. Now, this is so important. I've seen a lot of people who have the money, they have this idea of business, but they don't understand the trade. Hear me. Having the money, it's not a problem. Having the idea is not a problem. Even having a zeal to do business, it's not a problem at all. The main problem is understanding the trade. If you don't understand the trade, you're going to end up wasting your time. You're going to end up wasting your money, and you could even get to a point of discouragement where you will not want to do business again. So I would like to encourage you, whatever business that you are starting, make sure that you understand the trade, no matter how little the business is. Let's take, for example, you want to start an online business. Understand the trade, understand the workflow, understand the several processes that are involved, understand the things that is making other people to succeed in that particular business. You get the point now? So that's something that you need to work on. Even if it takes you maybe, let's say, 3 months to learn this particular business, do that, because it will go a long way to help you. You get the point now? So the second point that I wrote down here is not giving time and attention to your business. This is one terrible mistake that I made. I set up a business and I was hardly going there because I had some other things that I was doing. So I wasn't going there. I just kept people there who I felt they were managing the place for me. And they did well. They did everything they could just to make the business work. But the truth of the matter is, there is nothing as good as you who is the visionaire. You who carries the vision. You who started the business. You who is spending the money. There is nothing as good as you giving that business a certain attention that it requires. Now, the significance of this is that when you begin to give that business attention, you have just opened yourself to know more about the business, to know the areas where the business is experiencing a downside. You have exposed yourself to getting to know the tricks, the secrets, the things that works in that business. And then giving time and attention would also help you to come up with a certain innovation or creativity that will enhance this particular business. So that's something that you must learn. Give time, give attention to every detail in the business, to the sales process. I know that you may be busy, you may not have the time to do all these, but from time to time, give it that attention. Don't just invest into a particular business and hand it over to somebody and say, please go and manage it. And then the person does not really understand this particular business. You don't really understand that particular business. And so the two of you are just two people who are trying to make this thing work, but the business will not work that way because you don't have the necessary knowledge and experience to make it work. Every business that you see that is working today, someone is behind that particular business, making adjustments here and there based on the things that they are noticing about the business. So that's something that you've got to work on. Give attention, give your time to it. Amazingly, when you begin to give your time to your business, your staff will also go a long way to buckle up. The third point that I wrote down here is investing so much in non-profit ventures. Let me give you an example of what happened with me some years ago. I started this editing company. And what we do, because I write books, and because of that, I started to provide these editorial services where we proofread your book, do ghostwriting, we do a lot of those things. So when I started that particular business, I was so excited, So it's actually funny because when I think about it now, I begin to wonder how was I able to make that mistake? But guess what? It was good I made those mistakes because it taught me a huge lesson. I got an office, painted the office, spent a lot of money in the interiors, trying to put fixture. I invested so much in the infrastructure, invested so much. It was a very wonderful office, and I employed a staff there, put all the necessary office accessories, the chairs, the PCs and everything. Everything was on point. And guess what? I did not address or establish a way in which I'll be making profit. The only thing I was just doing was pumping money into things that was not going to bring me any form of profit. And this is the same thing that happens with so many people today. Years later, I bought a particular franchise from a particular company, and when I did that, we ended up spending so much money. So much money was spent on just putting in fixtures, branding that particular company, which is not really a bad idea. But the truth of the whole issue is that I ended up spending so much money on the infrastructure. Meanwhile, those infrastructure was not going to bring any profit. In the same way, in your business, don't bother so much about trying to, pimp the place, trying to make the place very, very cool and cozy. That's not the main thing. The main thing is investing in anything that will help to bring in profit. Because see, in the long run, if you have invested in all those chairs and everything, if that business is not generating any profit, those things that you have invested in will become a waste in the long run. Because if the business is not able to even pay its rent, one day you're going to close that particular business. When I discovered this in my first business, I started channeling my strength, channeling my effort into making sure that I invest in things that was going to generate money for me. So that's something that you need to work on. Don't invest so much in non-profit ventures. Am I saying that branding is bad? Of course no. Am I saying that investing in furnitures and those things, am I saying they are bad? Of course no. You can work on it in such a way that you don't spend so much money on it. Instead of you spending maybe $10,000, you can look for something that maybe $3,000 or $5,000 and buy, and just put it there for the now, just to watch how the business is going to do and how the business will generate money. When the business has started generating money, when you have established that particular income flow, then you can go ahead and spend even $20,000 on infrastructure. It's fine. You get the point now.